Harder trigger down the throat.
Taking your eggs for a walk?
One of us.
Talk to him.
Yeah. I think one of our hens is getting old. She's laying wrinkly eggs.
You know what that looks like?
I don't think I've ever seen a wrinkly egg.
Well, that's fun. Let's see the top of that thing.
Cracks me up. So, does anybody out there have wrinkly eggs?
The Oldsteaders Homestead, where you animals roll.
Nothing is abnormal on the Oldsteaders Homestead.
Nothing is normal either. Okay, so I'm going to show you on this video one of the most single disgusting things I have ever seen. It just grossed me out. I know I'm a wimp sometimes when it comes to certain things, and other times certain things don't bother me. But this creepy crawly things, things in a pool that shouldn't be moving, that's kind of grosses me out. But it's one of the, also it's one really cool because, you know, the kids get to experience things that a lot of kids don't get to experience unless they go to a special place for it. And they came across this in one of the pools of water that gathers on the logging road, and I thought it was pretty neat, although it was really gross.
There's two frogs. Two frogs in here.
Are they the mama and the papa frogs?
Nope, I don't think so. Frog there and frog over there. And you can't see, you can see there's just some tadpoles in there.
I don't know how well it's...
There's some tadpoles in there. There's some tadpoles there, there, and there.
We gotta get you some outdoor clothes.
Look, Mama.
Oh! Yuck!
And there's a bunch of other, and there's some more over here.
No, just look at them, Mama.
Oh, sorry.
And see what they... What's the light
I see why they look like slugs.
Come here, just that. There's some more.
They look more like long-tailed fishes.
Can you get them on there?
Yeah.
I think so.
So there's some more over here. I did not think he was going to.
Guys, just a minute.
Look, Mama, Papa. I think it's Papa. Look there. Whoa. There's Papa. Oh.
Ooh, that is a big one.
And there's
Wow.
some tadpoles all around in there. Mama went someplace.
Let me get into the
mama
big
frog?
bully here.
Here's Big Bully.
Find him. I've lost him. Where'd he go?
Right here.
Where's Mama?
He's right here.
Yeah. There's Mama. She's protecting her babies. There's Mama. Protecting her babies.
That's a leaf.
And
Just I got those two.
the young ones? You already saw the young ones? Right there.
I wonder what happened if you ran a stick down here.
If you ran the what, Mama?
That's just disgusting.
Granny Poker must come back here.
No. I mean, that's really nasty looking.
Mama.
Mom, I could just put my hand in there and
Yeah,
touch
don't.
a bunch of them. I wonder what would you like to touch Big Daddy?
Probably bite you.
Catch him.
As I said, this is how horror movies start.
Yuck, no doubt.
He is, Mom.
Well, I think it's sweet that Mama and Daddy hung around. Huh? The
Hey, there's some tadpoles over there.
Hey!
Tadpoles over there. There's tadpoles over there.
Yeah!
There's tadpoles over there too.
See him back there?
So our one little tomato box here, the plants are just shooting up. Even in our starter containers here with our cukes, those are really taking off really nicely. Our beans are doing real good. There you got, these are just all bush beans. This box here is not doing so good, and I hypothesize that it's because the soil was not worked as well as the other two areas. We have wood ash in here as well as goat manure. What we did not do was work some good potting soil into it, so it's not as aerated. So I'm thinking that that's our issue. This cucumber plant is actually older than the ones I just showed you, and it's just not taking off. We're going to try to work the soil a little bit more here this weekend. This set of raspberry canes, I got 5 Heritage and 5, I don't remember what else, to be honest, but they're doing pretty good. These are the last ones planted. The other ones are Latham and Killarney. And we've got 50 Killarney and about 50 Latham. I know, sounds outrageous, doesn't it? One reason we did so many raspberry canes, though, is because we aren't in what's considered to be an optimal growing area, location to get the optimal harvest. So we have to compensate if we're fortunate enough to get 50% of a harvest compared to what you would get down south in a warmer climate and a climate that doesn't have all the trees and stuff. We just compensated for that. Next year, by God's grace, we'll increase our vegetable boxes, and we will compensate the same way. This was just kind of we intended to do more vegetable boxes this year. However, we got really busy with the orchard, the apple orchard, and getting the raspberry canes in. So we did not do as much vegetable wise that we had initially planned, but we're still learning to see how we, to function in the forest and see what works best. And so far we're pretty pleased with the results in some of this. Tomorrow is Simeon's 7th birthday, and we've done homemade Christmases, we do homemade birthdays lots of times, and this year Simeon is totally in, not just to the ark, but Simeon is into creation, the worldwide flood, and I know it sounds weird to say that about a 6-year-old, but he is. He can tell you exactly how the flood happened, why it happened, how the earth, the continents were covered up and divided, and the shifts of the soils and stuff. It's just so funny. Now, the other thing too is he knows biblically the general description of the ark, and it's not how we see the cute little Noah nursery ark stuff. And so when Ron built an ark for him, and our big fear is that he's going to give us, he'll be thrilled with it, but he's going to give us a clear lesson on the fact that we did not do a biblical ark. So this is the little ark that Ron made, and it's just adorable. And yes, Zebulon definitely helped. Obviously, Ron would burn the lines on that, and Zebulon got into the wood burning. So we did not get people in time to be Noah and Mrs. Noah. So Zebulon drew in wood burn a Mr. Noah. And Zebulon's never wood burned before, so he did a really good job, especially on his first go-round. And there's Mrs. Noah. And then he made that sign for his brother for his birthday. We debated on, do we cut out animals and paint them, or do we buy them? And we decided to go ahead and buy them. We wanted them to have a lot of detail, and since none of us are painters, we've muddled through in the past with gifts, but we wanted to have something that was more of a keepsake, an heirloom for him. Cracks me up, the tortoises are bigger than the dinos.
Where are the tortoises? Well,
Maybe they were just big tortoises.
3 flood tortoises.
Pan. I wanted to get some with 7 of their kind, but I got spendy. So some of them have 3 of their kind.
Well, they're just not all here yet.
That's true, they're on their way. We just got the call, right?
Monster think you've been banished?
Yeah, I forgot about that.
I don't know why, but he said something about a diaper he got on his face
Well.
from poison ivy. He said, I'm so cute.
You know, I'm just saying, I
Yeah.
thought the whole concept was
Mm.
really cute.
But he did the teenage.
Sally. Sally.
No.
What are you doing?
What I'm saying is